Good afternoon, class. Everybody stand. Let us pray. Okay, take your seat. May I request Aladdin to please check the attendance of your classmates. Is there any absent today? None. So very good. So there are no absent for today. Before we start our discussion this afternoon, let me remind to you our classroom rules. So first, listen and respect one another. So you have to listen your teacher and to your classmates if there a question or clarification. So next, raise your hand if you have questions before speaking. Next, participate in discussion. So you have to participate in all activities that we are going to do this afternoon. Last meeting, we discussed all about the introduction of cell. So what do you mean by cell? Yes, Abanil. Okay, very good. So the cell is the smallest unit of life. So the cell can reproduce or replicate independently. So how do you think the cell discovered, or who discovered the cell? Yes, Alferez. Okay, very good. So the discovery of cell was made possible through the invention of microscope. So after the invention of microscope, so the cell discovered by Robert Hooke. So he first discovered the cell in thin slices of bottle cork. Okay, so do you have any questions or clarification about the introduction of cell? Okay, if none, let's proceed to our next topic. So this time I will group you into two groups. Okay, so this time I will group you into two groups. So this will be the group 1 and this will be the group 2. So I have here scrambled cat pictures. So all you have to do is to arrange the cat pictures and make it whole. So okay, so this time I will divide you into two groups. So this will be the group 1 and this will be the group 2. So I have here scrambled cat pictures. So all you have to do is to arrange the cat pictures to make it whole. And then the first group who will fix first and put it on the board will be declared as a winner. Okay, so I will give you 1 minute to do the task. Okay, since the group 1 fix it first, so they will be the winner. So what do you think, or what have you observed on this picture, class? Yes, Aldaya. Okay, very good. So this picture shows the different parts of a cell. So it is called cell organelles. Are you familiar with cell organelles, class? Okay, so what are those organelles? Yes, acids. Okay, very good. So in cell organelles, there is a cell membrane. What else? Pamparo. Okay, very good. So there is also a nucleus. Okay, class, are you familiar with their functions? Okay, not all of them. Okay, class, this afternoon we were going to discuss all about the cell organelles of an animal cell and its function. As we go through the discussion, we will be guided with the following objectives. These are our objectives for this afternoon. So first, familiarize the organelles inside an animal cell. Second, identify the organelles present in animal cells. Next, recognize the similarity of the function of an organelles in a real-life setting such as the processes that occurs in a city. Okay, so this time, class, we are going to have a tour. But before that, so let's read the instruction. Analyze the content of the video carefully while watching the video. List down all the key points about what is happening inside the cell that closely related the activities that is happening in our society. After the video presentation, prepare a reporting by group. One representative each group will present and discuss the animal cell and its function. Are you ready, class? Okay, very good.
to make the city run smoothly. Cells are like a city because cells are made up of many different parts, each doing a specific job. The parts of the cell are called organelles. Town hall is the first stop in our tour of the city. The town hall is like the nucleus because both are control centers. Town hall controls the city, and the cell's nucleus controls the cell. There's more to a cell than just its nucleus, and there's more to the city of Dunkirk than just town hall. So off we go. The next part of the city that's similar to an organelle is the power plant. The power plant is like a mitochondria because both make energy. The power plant makes energy for the city of Dunkirk, while the mitochondria makes energy that the cell needs. And we're off to the next part of the city to learn about the next organelle and its function. The city's water tower. Its job is to hold water. The water tower is like the battery because both hold water. The water tower holds water for the city of Dunkirk. The vacuole holds water inside of a cell. Just like the water tower, it saves it for a time when the cell needs water. Off to another part of the city to learn how it's similar to an organelle inside of a cell. Our next stop is Washington Park. Washington Park is like the chloroplast of plant cells. Washington Park is similar to this organelle because both go through a lot of photosynthesis. Washington Park has plants that perform photosynthesis. Chloroplasts are the part of the cell that has the ability to perform photosynthesis. It's important to remember that only plant cells have chloroplasts. Let's continue through the city and learn more similarities between cells and the city of Dunkirk. Here we are at the pier. Notice just off the end of the pier is the city's Great Wall. The Great Wall is like the cell wall because both support and protect. The city's Great Wall is a layer of rock that prevents the waves from eroding our shores. We compare the city's Great Wall to a cell's cell wall because both protect the things inside of it. The cell wall is a rigid layer of non-living material that surrounds the cell and helps protect what's inside. We're off to one last part of the city to see how it compares to an organelle inside of your body. We're about to leave the city of Dunkirk and head out through the toll booths. You see, the toll booths are similar to a cell's cell membrane. Both the toll booth and a cell membrane let things in and out. A toll booth lets things in and out of the city, while a cell membrane lets things in and out of the cell. Unlike the cell wall, which is only found in plant cells, the cell membrane is found in every type of cell. Cells in the city of Dunkirk sharing many similarities.
This video shows the different parts or different functions of a cell city. So just like a cell, so there are different parts and different functions. Just like a cell or a cell city, the computer parts has the same function or the same activities of the cell. Okay, so are you familiar with the computer parts or external parts of a computer? Okay, so very good. So we have here a monitor, keyboard, mouse, speaker, CPU, and a printer. What's the function of a monitor? Okay, Aldaya. Okay, very good. So it is visual. It is for visual interpretation. So all the things that we are doing or logging in the internet, so you can see in the monitor. So next, the keyboard. Yes, ASIC. Okay, very good. So the keyboard allows us to type input into the computer. So next, the mouse. So the mouse allows movement of the cursor on the screen. Next, the speaker. So the speaker produces audio. So the speaker produces audio output so that can be heard or that can be heard by the listener or the user. So next is the printer. So the printer class is the powerful tool in document management. So why? Okay, so class in the printer we can upload documents using scanner. Have you tried it, class? Okay, so very good. So next okay, so the printer. The printer class is the helpful tool of document management. We can upload documents using scanner or creating documents using a printer. The last part is called the CPU. So the CPU class is the central brain of the computer. So it holds or protects the major internal components of the computer. So these are the different parts of the computer and its function. So class, there are many things that we can compare the activities of the function of a cell, just like the computer. Okay, so this time class, I'm going to present your outputs by reporting. So it is our group discussion, so called Shows What You've Got. You will be guided our rubrics. Okay, so this is our rubrics. So organization, ideas are arranged logically, translation are smooth, content is relevant and well developed. Next, content. So the content or the purpose is well defined and main points are stated clearly. Next, verbal. Speech is not delivered in a monotone voice. Voice is modulated. Eye contact is established and maintained. Next, non-verbal. Speaker is prepared and confident. Facial expressions are appropriate to the message. So this will be your rubrics. I will give you 5 minutes to do the task. Okay, ready class? Since the group 2 are the first to finish the assigned task, they will be the first presenter. So group 2, please present your output. Okay, very good group 2. So let's give them 3 class. Okay, so next, group 1, please present your output. Okay, thank you group 1. So let's give them 2 class. Okay, thank you group 1 and group 2. So animal cells. So what is animal cells? Okay, so animal cells is any cell found in an organism from kingdom Animalia. So animal cells may be different sizes and shapes and may carry out a wide range of actions that tend to be specialized depending on the type of animal cells. So in an animal cells class, there are 13 main parts of an animal cell. So first, cell membrane, nuclear membrane, cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum or ER. So in the ER class, there are two types. So it is rough and smooth ER. Next is Golgi apparatus. ribosomes, mitochondria, centrioles, cytoskeleton, vacuoles, and vesicles. So these are the 13 main parts of an animal cell. So these 13 parts has different function of a cell. Okay, so first, this is the parts of animal cells. So first is the nucleus. So the nucleus has two main functions. It contains all the DNA of the cell and it directs the activities of the cell. So the nucleus is located in the center of the cell. So it is also called as central brain of a cell. So the DNA molecules found in each cell are the blueprints for proteins, which perform extensive and varied functions within living organisms. The nucleolus. So the next is the nucleolus. So the nucleolus is a small area within the nucleus where ribosomes are made. So the nucleus. So this is the nucleolus. Inside or near in the nucleus. So the function of nucleolus is where ribosomes are made. So next, nuclear membrane. So the nuclear membrane found in the near of nucleus. So the nuclear membrane is similar to the cell membrane, meaning it protects the nucleus. Except that it surrounds the nucleus within the cell and it performs less of a regulatory function. Is cytosol. Cytosol is a thick gel-like fluid that fills the space inside of a cell, and in which the organelles are suspended. The name of the total contents of the cell, except nucleus, is the cytoplasm. So the cytosol is gel-like fluid. So this is the cytosol. So the name of the total contents or the different parts of the cell except the nucleus is called cytoplasm. Okay, next, endoplasmic reticulum. So, or we call it ER. So ER is composed of interconnected membranous channels called cisternae, and it is connected to the nuclear membrane. The ER function is the transportation and modification of molecules. Next, the Golgi apparatus. It is also made of cisternae that are not interconnected. The Golgi function is packaging and shipping. So the main function of Golgi apparatus is packaging and shipping, or the transportation of the proteins. It takes molecules produced by the cell such as proteins and lipids, modifies them if necessary, and packs them into the vesicles so that they can be shipped out or around or outside the cell. Is ribosomes. Ribosomes are organelles made of ribonucleic acid or RNA. So ribosomes facilitate protein synthesis. Next is mitochondria. So the mitochondria are large organelles that have both an inner and outer membrane, as well as their own mitochondrial DNA. So mitochondria are the site of cellular respiration in cells. So mitochondria is also called powerhouse of a cell. So mitochondria are the site last two. Vacuoles. So the vacuoles are the small storage pockets formed of a single membrane layer containing gas such as oxygen or carbon dioxide or fluid found within the cell. So for additional tasks, the cell wall or the cell membrane allows the oxygen to enter and allows the carbon dioxide to go outside. Okay, so the last is vesicles. So vesicles are the smaller that are similar to vacuoles but are part of the transportation system of the cell. So these are the 13 main parts of the cell and its function. Okay, any questions, class, about the function or the different function of the different organelles of an animal cell? Okay, none. So how are the organelles in a cell similar to the organs in a human body? Okay, so let us organs or different body parts that perform certain functions in the human body. Organelles are microscopic, meaning it is so tiny. It can be seen in a microscope. Okay, so organelles are microscopic subunits that perform specific functions within individual cells. Organelles are specialized structures that perform various jobs inside cells. Okay, class, can you give me another example that shows the same activities or the same function as a cell? Okay, Asis. Okay, very good. So the cell is like a car. Another. Okay, very good. So a cell is like a house or a computer. Okay, so this time, class, I will present to you the comparison of cell compared to a house. Okay, so so cell as a house. Vacuole. So the first organelle is vacuole. So the vacuole is like a kitchen. It is like a kitchen because that is where the food water is located. Just like a vacuole stores water, ions, and waste. So just like the kitchen. So we can find the food or water in the kitchen. So just like the vacuole. Next is the nucleus. So the nucleus, class, represent the father because they have the same function. So the nucleus is like a father. So it's like a father because it provides for the family and runs to the house to keep order. Just like the nucleus is the house of DNA cells, works as the brain. Next is mitochondria. Mitochondria is like a generator because it provides electricity and power to the house. Just like the mitochondria uses energy from organic compounds to make ATP. Okay, next, Golgi apparatus. So Golgi apparatus is like a trash can. Trash can because trash can takes care of the waste. Just like the Golgi apparatus, it is modifies, sorts, and packages the distribution, which means it gets rid of it. Next, the ribosomes. So ribosomes are like a mother. It is because mom makes food for family. Just like the ribosomes is a cellular structure on which proteins are made. Next, plasma membrane. The plasma membranes is like a round walls. Plasma membranes are cell membrane. So it is like a round wall. So like round walls because it keeps the environment separated from the family. Next is endoplasmic reticulum. The ER is like parents and kids. Like ER because parents and kids move things around the house. Just like household. So these are the comparison of cell. Cell as a house. Okay class, so let's have another activity. So it is called word concept. So all you have to do with your group, think or any words, phrase or sentences that describes your understanding on our topic given every first letter of the word cell organelles. So you have to find or to make words that describe cell organelles. Any questions, clarification about organelles or about cell organelles? Okay, none. Okay, if none, please prepare 1/4 sheet of paper. So you have to answer this last activity. So it is called Name Me. So we have here the cell structure. So all you have to do is to name the level of or name the different parts of cell or animal cell. Okay, are you done, class? Okay, pass your papers. Okay, class, I will present to you the scoring. So we have 2 activities. So group 1, in first activity, group 1 got 3 points, while the group 2 got 5 points. Next activity, group 1 got 4 points and group 2 got 5 points. Overall score, the group 1 got 8 points and the group 2 got perfect score. Okay, for your assignment class, you will going to read advance the bio